Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, a channel focusing on sharing Canada immigration insight. I'm currently working on a series of immigration videos. The series will talk about different Canadian immigration policy and system from the very basic level to advanced level step by step. As the third episode, we will talk about how to gain extra points in the EE system. Since the content of this series and the order of sharing have been carefully decided, if you finish watching the entire series, I guarantee that not only will you have a very comprehensive understanding of Canada's immigration programs, you should also be able to determine which program is the most suitable one for you to apply. So before we begin, make sure to subscribe my channel so you won't miss my sharing in the future. And if you watch the entire video, to thank you for support. At the end of the video, I will share a secret or a tip about Canada immigration from my insider point of view as a regulated immigration consultant, which might surprise you sometimes. So in the last video, we introduced the EE system and the CRS score. If you watch it, you should have understand how the system works, and you have realized that the invitation score can be difficult to achieve sometimes. If you are under the age of 30, and you've achieved level of CLB 9 or above in English or French, and with a master's degree, and you get full mark in the work experience section, then you're likely to have enough score to apply to PR directly. But for most other overseas candidates, they do not have enough points to be invited, and to get extra point in the system, you may consider getting an LMIA or a PNP. Now, let's talk about LMIA first. LMIA stands for Labour Market Impact Assessment. This is a document that Canadian employers will most likely need to obtain when hiring a foreign worker. But there are exceptions, and I will make a video to explain those exceptions later in the future. If an employer gets a positive LMIA, that means the government of Canada agreed that the employer needs a foreign worker overseas working for him. This may be due to the job is too special, the work location is too far away, or maybe simply the local workers are not good enough. Once the employer obtains the LMIA, then the foreign worker can get a copy of it and use it to apply for a working visa. So if you are an EE candidate with 420 points and your job is marketing specialist, when your Canadian employer is willing to hire you with a positive LMIA, you'll get an extra 50 points, which will make you a 470 points candidate. And if you are a general manager of a company, or the job is defined as a OO type job, then 20 points will be rewarded. And at the same time, since you have a working visa, you can work in Canada legally. And those Canadian work experience will also give you extra points in the EE systems. This has made LMIA a popular method for those who have above 400 points to obtain extra points to apply PR. But if your points is below 400, more often, you will need to rely on PNP rather than LMIA, since the points being rewarded for PNP is 600. Sometimes we'll see the CRS invitation score is over 600 points. In this case, EE is only inviting candidates with PNP nomination letter. Those who can enter into the EE pool, generally, they will have at least about 100 points. We can see the EE draw on January 19, 2022 as an example. The invitation score was 745 points, and 1,036 candidates were invited. This represents that among those candidates, the candidate with the lowest score being invited is 745. So we can tell that candidate with the lowest score has only 145 points initially. This is a score that should have been impossible to be invited, but he got a PNP and be awarded 600 extra points. That makes him to become a guaranteed to be invited candidate. Now, you may have a question why PNP can add 600 points when LMIA can only add 50 points. So PNP stands for Provincial Nominee Program. A PNP is actually an immigration program itself. Since the immigration program in the EE system has the fastest official processing time to get PR, and the processing time for PNP is lower. So when you have a PNP and you qualify to be an EE candidate at the same time, you can use the EE system to speed up your entire immigration process, no matter it's through FSW, CEC, or even FST. The key point here is that the PNP itself is already an immigration program, while LMIA is for applying a working visa. This makes the points being rewarded has such a big difference. And in conclusion, getting a PNP can add 600 points, so EE candidates will be guaranteed to be invited to submit a PR application, while LMIA requires a candidate to have a relatively high score himself. In the last 2 episodes, we have talked about immigration programs that belongs to express entry system and its qualifications. In the next video, we'll start talking about PNP, which will accept 81,500 immigrants in 2022. So comment below, let me know your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss the next episode. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.